In the last video, we hand traced this more difficult pseudocode example using while loops. And what we found out is when we called add series with the number 3, the add series function called another function called partial series. And what partial series did was it added up numbers 1 and then a 1 plus a 2, and then a 1 plus a 2 plus a 3. So the partial series added up these sums, and then the add series totaled them all together. So we can apply this pattern to other calls to add series. If I were to call add series and pass it the number 4, I know because I've discovered the pattern that I could just add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So when I add up all of these numbers, the result would be 20. So the point of hand tracing is to discover the pattern, and then you can apply that to other problems. Another way would be to rewrite this pseudocode as a working Python program. So let's go ahead and implement all of the functions right below the pseudocode definitions. So in Python, this would be def partial series. And to create the parameter, I just have to specify the variable name n. And then in this function definition, I'll create a variable num, assign it a 1, and a variable sum, and assign it a 0. And then while num is less than or equal to n, I'll assign sum, the contents of sum plus num, and then I'll add 1 to num. Okay, and then when that while loop ends, I'm going to return the contents of sum. So I could take this working pseudocode and just translate it into Python. And then for the next function, I'll define a function add series and create the parameter n. Again, create the variable num, assign it 1, create a variable sum, and assign it 0. While num is less than or equal to n, I'm going to assign sum, the contents of sum, plus, and then a call to partial series, and pass it num. So it will call partial series with the 1, and then the 2, and then the 3, all the way up to whatever we pass to the call. And then I'm going to update num by adding 1. And then when that loop ends, I'll return sum. Okay, and then the last module we need to write is our main module. And this I'm going to call print, and then I'm going to call add series and pass it 3. And then to get our program running, I have to remember to call main, right? Function definitions are just that. They just define the function. They are not called until you actually call them. So on line 52, I will call the function main. And then I'm ready to run my program. And you can see that the value 10 is displayed. And like we looked at earlier, if I say 4, it's going to add that other series, and the result is 20.